First things first, we'll get to Dwight Howard's insane claims in a minute, but first, White Sox at Tigers. This is a catch by Nico Goodrum, running down the fly ball to shallow left center.
I always wished my name was Nico. Chris Carter, I wish I had the confidence you had when you were a sixth grader, change the name. I should have gone by Nico. I like that name.
No, based on your career path, Nick's a good name for you. Good jump there. Good shift by the skipper, too, having the second baseman behind second base.
6'6", 275, Zion Williamson from the free throw line. I don't know if he could shoot or not, Steve, but he can certainly do that.
Yeah, but see, like that Nick right there, the dude's name, parents named him Zion. Now, you know he going places.
You ain't lying about that. This guy, he would, the moment he goes to the NBA, he'll be one of the best athletes in the NBA. He's, that size, that vertical, it's unreal, man.
Antonio Brown showing why he's one of the hardest wide receivers to guard. Little tap, touch, toe tap, touchdown in practice.
Tip tap, toe tap.
Whatever.
He's one of the best. Not only on the sideline, releases off the line of scrimmage. Watch how he stems the guy up, gives him an awesome little head fake to the middle of the field to stick him there. Comes out flat.
It's got to be frustrating to have to cover him in practice every day, man. We saw him do it to Joe Hayden a couple days ago.
I used to tell guys, man, almost, man.
Oh, that's what you would say to him?
And you almost got there.
Oh, I would be so infuriated.
Oh, relax,
oh, it'd
Nico.
Be so, Nico. Good one.
Let's play some in or out. Dwight Howard's trainer made some interesting comments yesterday, saying that Dwight wants to evolve into his own version of Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis. CCU in or out on Dwight having a career year in his 15th season? Let me guess.
I mean, you would have to be practicing an awful lot. And I just haven't seen Dwight Howard practice a lot on basketball, especially as far as offensive moves. Now, if he said, I'm going to be the best I've ever been defensive-wise, I'm going to grab more rebounds, I'd be like, yeah, there's a good chance of that. But, no, I'm out.
Yeah, listen, I'm out as well. And I think the fact even putting this as a possibility discredits what peak Dwight Howard was. The best he's ever been was Defensive Player of the Year and runner-up MVP. Like, so to be better than that, he's got to be Defensive Player of the Year and League MVP. Nah, man. Like, that's not a possibility. Peak Dwight Howard was an outstanding player in this league. He's about almost a decade from peak Dwight Howard.
And how many players besides LeBron have a career year in year 15 anyway?
That's a great point, nobody.
All right, on to the NFL now, where on Monday, Tom Brady punted a ball into the crowd because he was frustrated with dropped passes. Of all the wide receivers on the Patriots, the player who had the most yards last season was Eric Decker, with just 563. So, Nick, are you in or out on the Pats having enough talent at the receiver position?
On any other team, I would be out with this roster. On the Patriots, I will be in. Like, I would have, when they first added Danny Amendola, I choose this Danny Amendola guy, and then he becomes a guy, gets a big free agent contract. I don't know who it's going to be, but there'll be somebody that this year we're like, wow, that's a hell of a player we didn't know about. And they get Julian Edelman this year, who they didn't have last year once his suspension's over. So because it's the Pats, I'm in.
The lack of an outside threat, I'm out. I know they're going to force-feed Gronk. Edelman is really special, especially in short space. They're in the slot, one of the best in the league, but outside the numbers. Watch how many passes they complete this year. Over 20 yards outside the numbers. That's what I'm going to be charting for them, so I'm going to be out because they don't have the talent. They're going to miss Brandon Cooks.
All right, the Packers made a rare offseason free agency signing by bringing in five-time Pro Bowl tight end Jimmy Graham. His new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, was singing his praises, said the two are getting on the same page. CCU in or out on Jimmy Graham having the most receiving yards by tight end this season?
No, not the most yards. Jimmy Graham going to find out it get cold up there in Green Bay. He's going to have a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
But my man Kelsey in Kansas City and Gronk, those two right there, I believe, and maybe a little sleeper. Watch my man Delaney Walker down there for the Tennessee Titans. Underrated all-pro tight end. So, no, I'm out.
I'm out as well. If he's going to lead the NFL in any category for tight ends, it would be touchdowns. I think he could be a dynamic red zone threat.
Fantasy football, pick him up.
Absolutely. But I don't think he's going to get the requisite targets, and C is correct, of course, as far as later in the year, how much harder it's going to be, even with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, to rack up huge yards. I will say, how many players in NFL history, pass catchers, want to come back as Jimmy Graham? I'll start with Drew Brees. Then I'll have a brief flirtation with Russell Wilson, and then I'll go to Aaron Rodgers. How about that?
Man, forget that. What about before that? Forget all no youth football, playing college and air-conditioned gyms.
Right,
man, all that missed all that hard work.
Yeah.
Man, when he started playing football, they start getting paid. That's a pretty good deal.
That's a great point. Didn't have to do any unpaid two-a-days. And then he just gets 3 Hall of Famers as his quarterbacks.
All right, on to one of the most underrated wideouts in the league, A.J. Green. He came out and said that he's striving to be the greatest of all time and guaranteed he would be a Hall of Famer. Nick, are you in or out on A.J. Green being a top 5 wideout in the NFL? Top 5.
Oh, you know I love my lists, and this is a really hard one because we know he's not top 3. We know that's Antonio, Odell, and Julio. You pick the order. I believe 4th is pretty locked up as well, DeAndre Hopkins, because I've seen him do it with anybody at quarterback, with replacement level backups. So there's one spot available. And right now I think it's Mike Evans. So I got to go out. AJ Green could be right that he's a Hall of Famer, like en route to being a Hall of Famer. But right now I think he's right outside that top 5 barely. So I'm out by this.
I'm glad you mentioned those 2 players. That is Evans and DeAndre Hopkins. We should start mentioning them with top receivers in the league. They don't necessarily play for the types of teams would get that notoriety, but we should. If you're going to start having lists and everything, you should start including them. But based on respect and based on, man, the guy with the freckles throwing the ball to him, I'm going to keep AJ. I'm going to stay in with AJ because he's been on my list for a long time. And I believe with 5 more good seasons, he is going to have a gold jacket one day.
All right, and last, we have the Barbershop, Denver Broncos edition. Yesterday, the Broncos rookies got some very special haircuts that look awful. CC, you in or out on fun-loving rookie hazing?
As long as it's fun-loving everything, because I've been around some guys, man, the linemen, everything beat up on you. Man, they sneak into your room while you're asleep. So, man, you can recover from a bad haircut. All right, typically we cut it the first week of the preseason, so you got 5 or 6 weeks for your locks to grow back, and you can get a decent haircut before the season starts.
So you're in. I am out. I don't think there is such thing as fun-loving hazing. There's no fun-loving. You're gonna shave my head. You're gonna make me buy a $10,000 dinner. Like I'm not into that. CC tried to do a little hazing to me early on. I put a stop to it. Like we were all first-year members of this show.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Now y'all need to kill that. Now y'all gonna drive the viewers like
they put Coolio's hair on your head.
Oh my God.
Whose face is that?
Half of yours.
Hey, y'all come back to the studio, please.
Half of yours.
I mean, Jenna got a cone head thing going on. They got me as Friar Tuck.
But at least you were surprised.
Yeah, you're like Draymond Green with your mouth open. Like, no, we can't do that. The object of to have graphics and stuff is to make us look good.
Not always.
See?
Not bad.
You guys don't. This is your guys' little rookie hazing. For first year on this show, it was only me in these goofy graphics.
That's a good point.
Jenna's saying, "Oh, why am I not on the graphic?" Now you are.
Now you see
Chris
why.
Carter somehow, I don't know what executive's palms he greased, but Chris was never in the graphics looking bad. It was always me with some high waters, whatever.
Before I'm back in the graphics looking bad. All right, understand that? Y'all got that?